Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerity, Salakia. And shalom to the Akim, that be like a speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you, Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson for today. And this is in the news of November 26, 2022 on this Saturday morning at 12:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post. This was recently just posted on Jerusalem Post and published November 26, 2022. Last updated November 26, 2022 by the Jerusalem Post staff. And the highlight of this news article for in the news of November 26, 2022. And it reads, 2 missiles fired at U.S. coalition forces in Syria. It says the missile attack in the northeastern part of the country has no reported casualties or damage. And this comes after I say about 2 days ago, after the United States made a warning statement that they've because you got U.S. soldiers stationed in Syria, in that region, in Iraq as well too. They kind of feel unsafe. They was the administration of a Biden administration. They was kind of worried about the safety of the American soldiers that's stationed over there in Syria and Iraq as well too, because you have continuing ongoing missile fire on coalition forces, which is a potential Iranian-backed group or other different organizations that's associated that firing missiles near towards the stationary of the U.S. soldiers. And the Biden administration, they was kind of concerned about that. So now you got this report just came out, even though it's been going on quite some while. Now you got this report coming out saying, 2 missiles were fired at the U.S. coalition forces in Syria on Friday night, according to the official statement by the U.S. Central Command. Because, you got the, then at the same time, you got the border conflict between the Turkish soldiers and the Kurdish soldiers, which I believe is a ally of the United States, I believe. So you got that cross-border conflict that's continuing in the northern region of Iraq and the region of Syria as well too. You got the ongoing conflict between the Kurdish soldiers and the Turkish soldiers as well too. As a few days ago, I say about 5 or 6 days ago, you have Turkey had extend their military operation in eastern Iraq and Syria as well too. Of what happened last week with the central Turkey bombing, which they Turkish accused the the Kurdish organization. So continuing on with the reading, it says the patrol base where the rockets were fired as was in the town of Al-Shabada, if I pronounced that right, in the northeastern part of the country at 10:31 p.m. A statement says there are no report casualties or damage from the attack. It says attacks of this kind place coalition forces had the civilians poorless at risk and undermine the hard-earned stability and security of Syria and the region. The CENTCOM spokesman of Joe Bacano. It says a third unfired rocket was found origin site by the Syrian Democratic Forces. And it says recent reports of U.S. forces in Syria. A report from last Monday stated that this month no missile attempts against the U.S. Sentinel forces in Syria has resulted in any casualties or injuries. The last known rocket fire at coalition forces was last week, and they said this is a developing story. And I believe I don't know, the president of Turkey or representation of Turkey, because I seen the highlight of this news article from RT.com. They kind of shrug off of the concern of the U.S. soldiers, due to the fact the current tensions between the Kurdish soldiers and the Turkey army as well too, as Turkey have their military operation underway. And I believe the president of Turkey made a statement the day before yesterday. He was saying, they potentially have the ground troops on the battlefield of northern Iraq and Syria as well too. And the Kurdish forces, they was ready and prepared for it to happen as well too. And the Turkish president is saying this is just the only beginning of them, sending drones and attacks on the Kurdish soldiers, by the president of Turkey, which they currently got the second or third operation underway in Iraq and Syria as well too. So this is a rumor of war. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. And this is Mark 13 and 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because these are increasing of the wars and rumors of wars. And I believe, if I can look up RT, of I believe it was Sunday. From the Turkish soldiers responded. Slovakia, if I can find it. Oh yeah, this is the one I'm talking about right here. It says the president of Turkey brushes off U.S. warning. Because I believe the United States, the administration, they was trying to tell, Turkey and the Kurdish with the, ongoing conflict in eastern Iraq and Syria as well too, with the clash border conflicts between the two different nations of Turkey and Kurdistan. And the United States was, and I believe other allies as well too. They was trying to tell Turkey to de-escalate the situation. But coming from the statement the president of Turkey made about a few days ago, he said this is just the only beginning. So that's a rumor of war right there. But I just wanted to add a note to that. And this is Erdogan brushes off U.S. warning. The Turkish president vows to go after the you-know-what, no matter who they collide with. It says the Turkish president Recep Tayyip Erdogan speak during the launch ceremony of the third ship in Pakistan of November 25th, 2022 in Istanbul, Turkey. It says Turkey is determined to root out the you-know-what, no matter what they are or who they regard as partners. It says President Recep Tayyip Erdogan declared on Friday. His comments come after Washington protests to Erdogan about an airstrike that directly threatened the U.S. troops working with the Kurdish militaries in Syria. It says no matter who the you-know-what collide with, Turkey will always hold them accountable for every drop of blood they shed, Erdogan said in a speech at the Istanbul shipyard. The Turkey president joined Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif for the ceremony inauguration of the PNS Calibar, one of the fourth corvettes, I meant to say Slovakia, in Istanbul, has commissioned from Turkey. Erdogan also said that no one can lecture Turkey, which is the only NATO ally that fought Daesh hand to hand and was victorious, referring to the you-know-what group. It says since Sunday, Erdogan has carried out air and artillery sky dub Operation Cloud Sword in northern Syria and Iraq. It targets the Kurdish militaries that Turkey holds responsible for the November 13th attack in Istanbul that claimed the lives of 6 and wounding 81 people on Wednesday. Turkey's planes bombs location just 300 meters from a U.S. base near Hashaka, if I pronounced that right, prompting the Pentagon to accuse Turkey of endangering its troops in the fight against the you-know-what. It says recent airstrikes in Syria direct threatens the safety of the U.S. personnel who are working in Syria with local partners to defeat the you-know-what and maintain custody more than 10,000 of you-know-what detainees, said Pentagon Press Secretary Patrick Ryder. He added that continuing escalations threatening the years-long progress of the U.S.-led coalition. It says Turkey Defense Minister Hulusi Akar responded on Friday by saying that Ankara is the only targeting you-know-what and that it is out of the question for us to harm the coalition forces or civilians. It says the U.S. State Department previously acknowledged that all territory controlled by the you-know-what has been liberated in March 2019. It says Washington continues to maintain an estimate of 900 troops in Syria without permission of the government in the Damascus or the UN. Early this week, Erdogan and Turkey objective ways to create a buffer zone along with the Syrian border, specifically mentioning the cities of Tel Aviv, Men, Menbib, Bijib, and Korban. The 30-kilometer strip was stated objective of the 2019 Turkish incursion into Syria, which drew condemnations from some NATO allies and sanctions from the U.S. Go to the book of Ezekiel. It mentions Turkey with the current war that's happening right now, and that's going to happen in the near future as well too. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 1. Because you got Russia flying airplanes over there in that region as well too, right along in the Damascus area and parts of Syria as well too. They be doing airstrikes as well too. While you got currently the operation in Syria and Iraq as well too, the Turkish soldiers versus the Kurds. So it's a lot of activity in the Iraq region and the Syrian regions as well too. Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal crash fire against it. Right, this is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shemel Shai, is prophesying against Gog and Magog. Because Gog and Magog, modern day, is the modern day Russians. Ezekiel 38 and 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horsemen and horsemen. And all of them cloak all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them will handle swords. Ezekiel 38 and 5. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets. Ezekiel 38 and 6. Gomer, because Gomer is the modern day Turks, and all his bands. The house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Ezekiel 38 and 7. Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be thou guard unto them. Right, because we seeing the Turkish in the current military operation that's going on against the Kurds, condemning them and seeking revenge against the Kurds. What they did in that central Turkey bombing, that they're blaming them for it, you know. So that's where we've seen the increasing of the wars and rumors of wars continue to heat up in the Middle East. With the Israel and Palestine conflict, got that going on. Then with the Russia-Ukraine situation, because Russia represents the bear, and Russia represents the Gog and Magog, modern day today. And then Gomer is the modern day Turks, which they currently in the conflict with the Kurdish military group, which we see in eastern Iraq and Syria as well too. So that shows you that we're entering the stages of WW3, which is Revelations 11:14. Second woe was past, behold, third woe coming quickly. So we see in the continual increasing signs of that as well too. So with that, hope this sit down lesson was edifying for In the News of November 26, 2022 on this Saturday morning at 12:29 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. That be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.